everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm in my onesie today because I wanted it to be a chill, cozy video, and definitely not because it's too cold. Like, it's very cold in here right now. I live in a garage, so December's not the best time for me. Anyway, today I have a massive box. Can I even lift it? Here we go. These are all the pans that are currently in my collection. I've decided that every year I'm going to just show you guys all the pans in my collection. Even if I've hit them a few years ago, I still want to show them because I'm still very proud of them. So this is everything. This is everything, so it may be a long one. We've got bronzers, we've got blushes, we've got eyeshadow, we've got it all. To be honest, it is mostly eyeshadow, but we do have a few face products as well, so I'm going to go through all of it with you today, and I'm very, very excited about it. But before we jump into it, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe because it will mean the world to me. I'm doing Vlogmas, I'm uploading every day. You better stick around because you don't want to miss it. Okay, let's just get into it. Let's do face products first. We don't have very many of these, so this will be quick. Okay, so I have two pressed powders to talk about. This is my Maybelline Fit Me. This is what this one looks like. It's in a project right now. It's in my This Is Fantasy project pan. I am pre-filming this, so if any of the pans expand, or if I hit new pans that aren't in this video, that's why. I am pre-filming, but this is right now. We've got a very big pan. I want to completely finish this in my project. We've made some very good progress. It's only been about a month. No, it's been 2 months. It's been just under 2 months since this has been in the project, and it started with a very small pan, but we expanded it, and this is what it looks like. Very big. And then the next pan is my Essence All About Matte Fixing Powder, and it's just a baby little pan. I hit this very quickly. I love this powder. This is probably my favourite powder. It's beautiful. I used to use it with a very small beauty blender to kind of set under my eyes, but I found a new way of doing my makeup. Powder, honestly, I have a new way of doing powder every few months, so I'm not using this right now because I am focused so much on this guy. I'm going to be repurchasing this for like the 6th time very soon. Next we have my Hoola bronzer. This is what she looks like. I want to finish this next year. That's one of my goals. It's served me well, but she's old. She's very old. She needs to go. So we've got a decent sized pan in this. I'm very proud of it, but I know it's going to take a long time to completely use it up. I know I'm going to have to depot it as well because this packaging is deep. So yeah, but I'm very happy. I'm really, really excited to finish this next year. Okay, we have two highlighters. This, you all know this one. This is the Revolution Supreme Highlighter in the shade Ice. I've repressed it and I'm so excited to like finish this. Honestly, I'm so excited. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this video, it's like got even more progress on it. Oh my god, that's gonna be so exciting. But this is what it looks like right now. I did depot these two, so they don't count. But this one I have used all. I've pretty much used it all up. I'm so excited. And then the last base product, this is my Ofra highlighter in the shade Glazed Donut. This is what she looks like. Nice shiny pan. To be honest, I haven't used this. No, I used it like once, not that long ago, but other than that, I can't remember the last time I used it. I want to get a lot more use out of this. Ooh. As you can see, like, I've loved it. I've used it and abused it, but she needs more love. Alright, the rest are all eyeshadows. I'll try and do like oldest first. That is going to last for about 3 palettes, and then I'm just going to go in a random order. But I know this one's very old. This is the Warrior by Juvia's. And I hit pan in this shade, which is the shade Cano, something like that. This is what it looks like. It's a very old pan. I do want to hit pan on more shades in this. Don't know when. Who knows? But yeah, it's just a mid-toned brown. I used to just put this in my crease and then go. The days where I didn't know what blue eyeshadow was. Oh. But yeah, I love this. It's a really nice shade. I kind of used it a little bit as a bronzer as well, very lightly. So yeah, just a nice little pan. Next, I want to talk about my Modern Renaissance palette. So I hit shade in the pan. I hit shade in the pan. Is that what I just said? I hit pan in the shade Tempera, which is this shade here. It's just a nice setting shade. Then I hit pan in the shade Vermeer. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that. I think you can see it there. It's just a nice inner corner shade, and maybe on the lid if you're doing a very kind of subtle look. I used Warm Taupe, hit pan on that. I love that as a one shadow look on the lid and in the crease, just really blended out. It looks so beautiful. So that's how I use that. And then Cypress Umber, I hit pan in this in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, the first round. And I used it as an eyebrow shade, but it did have a massive dip in it because I love like very dark, smoky outer corners, as you can kind of see today. So yeah, I'd love using this with like Realgar or Red Ochre or something like that, just to really smoke it out. So that's how I liked using that. And again, I do want to hit more pans in this. What else is like an older pan? This is the Nicole Concealio Violet Voss palette, and I hit pan in the shade Hangry. And this again is very similar to the Juvia's shade. I just put it all over my crease and call it a day. That was how I used to do my makeup, so quite a while ago. But it is a nice shiny pan. I'm gonna stop saying I want to hit more pan in this palette because it's true for all of them. I want to hit all the pans, so I'm gonna stop saying that because you get the gist. Alright, next we have the Main Squeeze palette. You can barely see the writing, but I hit pan in the shade Red Bottoms. This was earlier this year. This is what it looks like. It's a very small pan, but I mean it's there. It's there. I hit pan on this doing my, oh my god, it seems so long ago. I hit pan on it doing my 7 Deadly Sins collab with some of my YouTube friends. What a day, what a time. We've all grown so much since then. But yeah, I was Wrath, and I did like claw marks down my face, and I hit pan doing that. Oh, that was so exciting. Next, you all knew this was coming. You all knew we're gonna spend some time talking about this. This is my Sofx Revolution palette. Oh, this was my Pan That palette for about 6 months this year, and I don't want to say I hated it, but towards the end I really struggled with this project. So, let's see if I remember all the shades. I used to remember all the shades. Okay. Penguin, here, it's a white. This is really weird. You can tell I was desperate to hit pan on this because I used to use this under my eyes to brighten them. Don't know if it worked. I don't think it actually did anything, but I was like, I'm hitting pan in this shade. So that's how I use that. Pancakes, this shade here is just a lid setting shade. Love that. Very big pan in that. I hit side pan. Fairy Lights? Yes. Fairy Lights was just an inner corner shade. I used to really have to scrub at this because they're quite densely packed and they're quite a hard formula. So that's how I use that. I hit side pan in that as well. Pink Champagne, we're doing quite well so far. Pink Champagne, I'm surprised there's such a big pan in this because as you guys know, I really don't like pinks. But I use this in my inner corner as well. Oh, these two I always got mixed up. I think this one's Iced Coffee. Or this one. I don't know. Let's say this one. This one's Iced Coffee. It is now. This was... Honestly, I don't know how I hit pan in this because I would just use this as like a lid setting shade because I didn't really know how to use it because it's meant to be a transition shade, but I don't really use transition shades. I just... So yeah, just did that. Now I think this one's Cup of Tea. I think. It's either or, I don't know. I loved this shade so much. It's like a really warm, reddy kind of orange shade. Oh, love it. The pan in this is huge. And I loved using this with this. This is Mug Cake. And I loved using these two together. And then one of these shimmers on the lid. Oh, love it. I think this is Grow Old. This is like a really warm toned gold. And my main grope with this project was like having 3 golds to work on, like oh my god. But yeah, I just use this on my lid, and the same with Sparks Fly. Sparks Fly is by far my favourite. It's the more neutral of the 3. Love that. I'm not going to talk about them because I didn't hit pan in them. Tiramisu, I used it up. Look at that. It's a clean pan. I used it up completely. And then Peaches I used as a blush, but also mixed with like these three in a look, like a really smoky, reddy, grungy look. Loved that. I know what it's called, this orange. Oh my god, I know what it's called, but I can't remember it. I don't know. But this orange, quite hard to use. This was one of the later pans in the project. It was very hard to use, but I hit pan. Palm Tree, I loved Palm Tree with these like cooler tones and this and then the pink. Oh my god, I wore that so much. Pug, massive pan in Pug, as you can see. I feel like I'm doing a Pan That Palette update, and honestly, the nostalgia is crazy. But yeah, I loved this shade. It wasn't that pigmented, so I needed a lot of it. As you can see, there's a lot. Danger, this was a push. This was a real push to pan, but I did it. Obviously, these two haven't had pan. Mug Cake, I loved it so much. It was just like a really nice warm tone, deep brown. Rosewood is more of a cool tone brown, which I paired with Pug. Pardon me. And then Nightmare, very easy. I love black eyeshadow, so yeah. Anyway, let's move on from this because we've been talking about it for so long. Now let's talk about the Saharan by Juvia's. Saharan 2, I should say. We hit pan in the shade Aziza, which is this shade up here. Hopefully you can see somehow. It's like a yellow gold kind of shade, and I just use it in my inner corners. Juvia's Play shimmers don't take me too long to hit pan on, but I use this with a very precise brush in my inner corners, so that's how I did that. That actually wasn't even in a project, so well done me. Let's talk about some singles. So all of these are from the Conspiracy palette. So this is What's the Tea? You can see the pan here. This was in my Rolling Project 10 pan. This took me like 8 uses to hit pan on, which is crazy. Normally I just did like a neutral look and then put this on like my lower lash line to add something extra. But yeah, barely any uses to hit pan on that. This is the shade My Pills, and this is just a lid setting shade. I hit pan up here. Hopefully you can see. Just a lid setting shade. It was slightly too pink toned for my skin tone, but I made it work. This is the first time I'm actually talking about this in a video because I am pre-filming. This is the shade Sleep Paralysis. This is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. And I hit pan in it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This took 21 uses to hit pan on. I hit my 20 uses and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't want to use it anymore. I'm done. Because 20 uses is my rollout kind of target. And then I looked at it and I was like, I think I can hit pan in it. And then it took one more use. Can you imagine if I actually rolled it out at 20 uses? I hit pan on it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Then we have my Rides here, which is the black. As you know, I love black eyeshadows so much. I use them all the time. So that wasn't too difficult. It's a very pigmented black as well. It's a good black. And then this is the shade Hot Fudge, and I use this in my brows. So yeah, I think that was in my Rolling 10 pan as well. Okay, what next? We have this guy. This is the Bella Pierre's All Stars palette. Love this palette. I hit pan on this shade down here. These don't have names. So I hit pan on this one naturally, which is amazing. And then this is a very smushy kind of shade. So I'll just let you see the pan a little bit more. This shade here I use as an inner corner. It's very flaky and very kind of crumbly. So I just kind of wiped the pan so you'll be able to see it a little bit. Just use it in my inner corner, and that one was in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. This is the Bella Pierre's All Stars was the last one. This is my W7 Total Eclipse palette. I had the shade Orion in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and this is what it looks like. It was the most beautiful kind of blue topper duochrome shade. I just popped it over the lid with any look and it just made it sparkle and it just made it a bit special. Love this shade and I want to get more use out of that. Oh my god, I said I'd stop saying that. I'm really sorry. Next we have my e.l.f. Little Truffles palette, and I have 2 pans in this. This was done completely naturally. I rolled it in a Shop My Stash and I used this shade in my brows. It didn't take that long actually. And then this is in my This Is Fantasy project pan, and yeah, I hit it pretty quickly, to be honest. This was for the shade Basilisk, and that was a dark matte eyeshadow. So yeah, I decided to put that in. Next we have my favourite palette, and funnily enough my least favourite shade from it. This is the shade Pep Talk. It is the bright pink, and this was in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and it didn't take that long actually. I was dreading working on this because I haven't panned any other shade, so I didn't know how long it would take me, but this shade, it didn't take that long at all. I just used it more of like an accent shade, like in my inner corners, or like, you know, blend it out with like a red to tone it down a little bit. But yeah, it didn't take that long at all, and I'm very proud of myself for hitting pan on that. And then finally, the final palette is my Zulu palette. This is what it looks like. So first I hit pan on the green, which is from my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and I think it took me 14 uses to hit pan, so it wasn't that much. And then, oh my god, this yellow is the pain of my existence. This is what, can you see it? The monitor's quite far away, so I never know if you can see it, but I'm sure you can. This yellow, oh my god. The last month of using this, I was like, I'm gonna hit pan on it. Every single time I'd use it, I was like, I'll hit pan on it today for sure. Oh my god, I'm gonna hit pan on it. And it just didn't happen. And then finally, it happened one day, and it was the happiest day of my life. And that was in a Pan Those Eyeshadows project as well. Alright, that is everything that I have pan on in my collection. I'm wanting next year's video to be even better, even bigger. You'll probably see these again, because I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it next year, who knows. But I hope you did enjoy this video, guys, because I love seeing pans. It's just so satisfying, and I hope you found this satisfying, because I certainly did. Be sure to like and subscribe because, as I said, I'm doing Vlogmas this year, so lots of content for you this month. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!